Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is FlossTube number 22. I have got a bit of a jam-packed agenda to go through with you today. So the last time I made a video was back in January. It is currently the 4th of May. So it's been quite a while since I made my last video, so I've got tons and tons of stitching to show you. I have done March Stitchy Madness. In that time I've got a couple of new starts, so yeah, we've got a lot of stitching to go through. I've also been to a few stitching events as well, so I was going to talk to you about those as well. And then lastly, we have got my 1000 subscriber celebration. By celebration, it begins with a G and rhymes with schmivelway. So I don't want to say it too early because apparently bots and nasty stuff can come and spam the video. But you get what I'm saying. We will go through that at the end of the video where I should be okay to actually say the word. As you can see, we're in a bit of a different setting today. I am going for more chilled vibes today because I really wanted to make a video because it's been so long since I've made one, and I feel like the longer that time goes on, the more I've got to say. So I need to kind of lock it in now, get everything I want to say out there, to sort of save having to talk about tons and tons of stuff that's out of date in a few months' time or whenever I get around to it. I am actually going away very, very soon. By very soon, I literally mean in like 3 days. I am going to Japan. I'm so excited. So I have got prep to do for that, but here we are. I haven't packed a thing, but I've chosen to sit down and film a video today. It should be fine. I have got a spreadsheet of everything that I'm taking, so I've bought everything that I need. I literally just need to put it in a suitcase. So tomorrow's bank holiday, Monday. I will get that sorted then. That is future Beth's problem. So yeah, stitching. Let's talk about stitching. So like I said, during March I did what is called March Stitchy Madness. If you've never heard of it, it is basically a bracket tournament about your cross stitch pieces. So you pit them against each other, you stitch on one day, stitch on another the next day, and then you put a poll on Instagram to say which one of those that I stitched on is going to go through to the next round. You do that with 8 initial projects, and then it whittles all the way down. They sort of go against each other and it whittles all the way down to one final winner. So I thought it would be easier to go through this by talking about which ones were knocked out first. So the downside to filming downstairs is that there are quite a few interruptions. Lily, if you hear any like footsteps upstairs, Mark has just distracted Lily and taken her upstairs so that she doesn't bark out the window, because that is what just happened. So I'm so sorry, I have completely lost my train of thought. But I'm going to go through March Stitchy Madness first, and we're going to go through which projects were knocked out first, and then I will explain to you who the winner is at the end. So the first matchup that I had was my Final Fantasy VII piece, and that was going against this one, which is Lighting the Way by Silver Creek Samplers. And this one did not win. This one was knocked out. So let me show you. So this is how much I have done so far. I genuinely did not get much done. So just for context, I only put 1 day into this during March, and I didn't stitch on it before or after March Stitchy Madness. So this is what we've got. I literally just did some of the brickwork here. I had done kind of the white here and written 2024, and then yeah, just these bricks up here is literally all that I did on this project. I will be honest, this one isn't one of my favourites at the moment. I went through a phase where I was loving this one, and I don't really know why. I think maybe because of like the fabric, and it's my first project that I've ever done on 20 count. So yeah, I went through a phase of really loving it, but it's now grown into one of my least favourite. Not that I don't like it, but I just don't ever feel like I want to stitch on it. But it is very cute, and I think it will be really cute when it's done. maybe the issue is that it is just a lot of block stitching, so with a build-in it is just a big chunk of stitching, isn't it? So that might be why, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm hoping to maybe put a little bit more love into it soon if I fancy it. The next matchup that I had was actually a new start for me, so I will go into that one a bit later. So it's a ghost type Pokemon piece versus this piece, which is Country Cottage Needleworks Sampler of the Month, and this is the one for February, and this is the one that got knocked out. So that's what it looks like when it's finished, and this is where I am up to. This one is actually a really nice quick stitch, so I should probably have it finished by now, but I haven't. I'm trying to remember. I think I finished up here, so this leafy bit here only had a little bit done, so I finished that off, and then I started these hearts down here. But I do think this one is really cute. I think, again, this is one that's one of my least favourites. I think these two are the only two that I was a bit like, about stitching on. I do like them, but I just have to be in the mood for them. And I think what daunts me about this one is the fact that I've got 12 to do, and I'm always putting pressure on myself to be like, oh, well, I need this done for February because I want to display it in February. And then I just psych myself out and just don't do it. And I've got, after this one's done, 10 more that I need to do. So yeah, I do love these pieces. They are really, really cute, and I would love to have them displayed in a really nice way, but I just end up not working on them as much. I think I do prefer this one to the January one, just from working on it. Like, the little cakes are really fun to do, the heart, all of it, all of these motifs are really fun to do. So I do enjoy it when I do work on it. This one is actually quite a good small, and I did take it to on my last holiday that I went on last year, so maybe this might be a good plain one to work on whilst I'm away, or just one to kind of have, because everything that I have for it is in just this one little bag. So all the colours, all the threads that I've got, it's the Classic Colourworks threads that you use for this one, so I've got all of those in there. It's a paper pattern, so that's in there. I just stick in some scissors and it's good to go. So it is a really, really good travel piece, so I will probably be taking it away with me. So hopefully we'll have it finished by the time I get back, but we will see. Okay, the next matchup that I had was my Books on Magic piece, and that went up against this one, which is Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is the one that got knocked out, so let me show you where I'm up to on it. I feel like it's in a pretty good place, to be fair. I mean, there's still loads that I need to do. Yes, it's this side that I worked on. So it is broken up into parts. This was a 12-part stitch along that they released 2023, I want to say. Apologies if you can hear barking. Mark is distracting Lily upstairs and playing with her. So yeah, so this was a stitch along a couple of years ago. I never stitched it as a stitch along. I wasn't following it. I knew that I would be behind, and I was quite happy with that. So yeah, this is where I'm up to. This was part 5 over here, and I believe I finished it. Have I? There might actually be a tiny bit more up here from memory, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'm really, really close to finishing part 5 on this one, and I do really, really like it. The kind of the earthy mushroom vibes I really love. But I am excited to kind of move away from the background and stitch her a bit more, because she's just got her dress at the moment. So yeah, I really should get back to this one. I always enjoy stitching on this one when I stitch on it, because I find that it's just blocks of colours that are quite nice to just focus on one section. It's not very confetti heavy. So yeah, really like this one. I don't know what they're doing up there, but it is like a little elephant stampede. I can hear her just running up and down and up and down and up and down. And then the final matchup that we had for the first round of the bracket tournament was Mini Evolutions Haid up against Celestial Orcas, and it was the mini evolutions that was kicked out. The name of this is actually Mini Possibilities Evolution. The Possibilities Evolution Rainbow, I think it's called. Apologies. It is actually discontinued now, so the name probably doesn't matter too much, but it is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece. So here it is. I've just realised throughout this whole video I've not told you anything about the pieces, like the fabric that they're on or anything like that, so I'm going to start doing it now. I should have a little banner across the bottom that explains what they are. So for this one, it is on 25 count fabric, and I'm doing this with 2 strands over 1. So it is pretty bulky. When I last showed it, I had finished this page here, which I was really happy with. I went through a big phase of stitching on this because myself and my friend Sarah, who is Stitchy Madness Sarah, both on YouTube and on Instagram, are doing a sale with this one. So this is called Threads of Evolution. And if you have an Eevee pattern or you have this pattern, feel free to use that hashtag if you want to share it on Instagram. And yeah, so I had finished that page, and then during March Madness I ended up stitching. So we've got my towers here, so I've started doing the Royal Rose method on this piece. And to really briefly explain that, it is essentially a method that you can use to stitch a full coverage piece where you focus on, so this is 2 squares of, so these squares here, so it's 100 stitches there. So I focused here on 2 of them that are stacked on top of one another, so it's a tower. You stitch all of those, and then when you're done with your thread, you put it underneath, which is called the dungeon. If that thread doesn't go there, then you will move it onto the next part, so this next tower. So I believe that's where these threads have been parked, and then you can mark on your pattern where you've parked them. I have found it super useful for this piece. I do have another full coverage piece which I'll go through in a moment. I'm not using the same method. I just find that for this particular piece, that method really suits the way that I'm stitching it. So I've started to really love this piece, so I'm hoping to get some more stitches in it soon. So like I said, that was it for the first section of the bracket tournament. So we're going into the second section now, and the matchups were Final Fantasy VII versus Ghost type Pokemon, and Books Are Magic versus Celestial Orcas. So the next one that got knocked out was Final Fantasy VII. So this is my other full coverage piece that I've been working on, and I have done quite a lot of this one actually. So not all of it was during March. I have worked a few times on this since my last video. I'm trying to remember where it was. I think that had I done up to here maybe? I think I've done this page since, finished this page and this page. So I've done 3 more pages. It's either 2 or 3 more pages since my last video. This is one of my focus pieces for the year. I am trying my best to do a page a month. I was a bit behind and I've managed to catch up a little bit, but I'm still not perfectly at the whole a page a month. Did I say a page a year or a page a month? I mean a page a month. I'm trying to do a page a month on this. So we did, I think it was December, January, February. So this is actually March's page. And it's now May. So I am a little bit behind, but it is just an aim. I'm not holding myself to it. I worked it out that if I can do a page a month, I've not included May because I'm away and I'm not going to have as much time. So if I can do a page a month from June to December, then I will have done all of it apart from 1 page, and hopefully I'll be able to squeeze in that extra page in December. We'll see, and then I'll get it done in the year. But if not, that's fine. There's no rules. It's a hobby. It's okay. But yeah, I have done quite a lot on this one this year, and I am really hoping to get it done by the end of the year. As you can tell, this one was a gift for my boyfriend Mark that I started in 2021. It's now my oldest work in progress. So yeah, I want to get it done, but I am loving the way it looks. It looks great on camera. I really do love it. and it's really fun to stitch as well. So going back to what I was saying about the full coverage, with this one I don't use any kind of method. I just sort of do, I guess it's cross country, where I will just sort of stitch different sections and just do what I feel like, because it's slightly blocky, but there is a little bit of confetti, but it's manageable. This is on a 18 count Ada, and as you can see it's pre-gridded with the easy guide squares. I don't really use the squares on this one, but it's fine. So yeah, this one was unfortunately knocked out. Mark was really disappointed. He every year that I've done March Stitchy Madness, he wants this one to win, and it hasn't, unfortunately, but it did stay in for longer than it did the previous time, so I think he was quite happy about that. And like I say, I did manage to get quite a lot done outside of March as well. Our next matchup was Books on Magic versus Celestial Orcas, and it was Books on Magic that was kicked out this time. So here is the piece. This one is by Counting Puddles, and during March I managed to get done, so I was focusing on this book under here, so I did just a little bit of that. I didn't do the whole thing, and then since March I've worked on it some more. So I finished this book, I've worked on these, I believe they're feathers, and these flowers here, and then I have actually made a star on the back stitch as well. So this is going to be a moon up here with stars coming off it. So yeah, it is a gorgeous piece. I do really love it, but I'll be honest, during March I really enjoyed stitching on it, but I don't think I'm feeling the back stitch. I'm not in a back stitch mood at the minute. I don't think I'm somebody that doesn't love back stitch. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either, so I kind of have to be in the mood for it. But nowadays I do try to do it as I go, rather than saving it all to the end and then being like, I do not want to look at that project. So I am powering through trying to get some of it done. I think with this back stitch in particular, it's quite an intricate pattern, because I'm doing it on even weave. It's kind of hard to count the stitches, and it is quite dark fabric as well, so it's not my favourite at the moment, but it's the one that I've got out at the minute, hence why it's in its hoop. So maybe I just need to put it away, work on something else for a bit, and then I will come back to it eventually. So that brings us to our final for March Stitchy Madness, and it was my new start, which was the ghost type Pokemon, and that was up against Celestial Orcas, and the winner was Celestial Orcas. You might have seen my Instagram already, so you might already know which had won, but I will show you ghost type Pokemon first. So like I say, this is a brand new start for me since I last spoke to you, and this is what the pattern looks like. It is a bunch of Pokemon that are ghost type, and they're all in a circle in a really cute display, and the pattern is by Colourfully Sarah, and this is how much I've gotten done. So I think for March I only did this. So this Pokemon here is called Shuppet. I think I had only done him by the end of March. Oh, was that her? I think I'd started this one as well, even if it was just the outlines. This one's called Drifloon. And yeah, since then I then went over here and did this one. This is called Sandygast. We've got Mischievous and we've got Spiritomb. So I have made a decent start on this one. It is quite a big chunk of it that's done, and I am loving this piece. I have so much fun whenever I get it out. I love the fabric that I'm stitching it on. This fabric was from Stitchy Ferret. It is a 28 count even weave, and it's in like this pinky purpley and green colour, and it is also opalescent. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in it, maybe a little bit. I think it always comes up a bit nicer when I edit the video and I see it, and it's like, oh yeah, you can see the sparkle, so hopefully you can see that. But yeah, I am really enjoying this one. I've got my little Pikachu with a Game Boy needle minder. It's very fitting for Pokemon. So whoop, yeah, I am really happy to be showing some more Pokemon love at the minute, because I don't think I've stitched that many Pokemon pieces, and I love Pokemon, so I should have done way more than I have, so I'm quite happy to be branching out. I have also inherited another piece. I might as well talk about that now, whilst we're talking about it. So, my lovely friend Gushan, sorry, we're going on a tangent here. I will show you Celestial Orcas, we'll come back round to it. But we're going on a tangent. So, my lovely friend Gushan, I may have actually spoken about this already, but she basically started a piece, which is this piece, and it is the Evolution Cat Cafe, I believe the pattern's called. And one time she came around my house and she had started stitching it, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I love that piece, I really want to stitch that. And sort of like asked her, when did you get it, when did you start it, blah 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 blah. And it turns out that it was actually a gift for me. It was not that long before my birthday, and yeah, she was just stitching on it right in front of me because she's funny. It was a gift for my 30th birthday, and I've got it this year unfinished, but that's absolutely fine. She is not in love with this piece, she's not enjoying it that much, and I just think that when you're not enjoying it, you don't want to stitch on it, do you? So I said that I am more than happy. It's actually more of a gift for me if I inherit this piece from you and I finish it. So yeah, I am so excited to start stitching on this. She's actually done a big chunk of it. So if I remember rightly, I think it's about 12,000 stitches, and she's done a good 3,000 stitches. So that's no small feat. Like, she had done a decent chunk of it. So yeah, another Pokemon piece that I've got to work on as well. So I am very happy to have multiple Pokemon pieces on the go. So finally, we get to our winner, which I've already announced, Celestial Orcas. And I am loving this piece and loving how it came out. This is by Needle Lot Designs, and it's just beautiful. I'm so happy that I started stitching it. I've already told the story about the fabric as well. The fabric is from Stitch Bunny Shop, and my friend Emma found it for me, and it's literally perfect. It's so nice. So we've got the whales, or the orcas, in the middle, and then these swirls here are part of what I've stitched, and I just think that they blend so nicely with the rest of the fabric. The swirly parts are classed as backstitch, so I am just doing sort of like a one strand tent stitch, so just one half of a cross when I'm doing this. I do think the effect that it gives is really cool. And one thing that I noticed about this piece, which I love, is that so you stitch these shapes here and the stars and planets and stuff, and half of it is in a different colour. So this is B5200, so that's a really bright white, and then the ones that are in the swirl are more of like a bluey colour. And because you stitch it in that colour, it gives a really cool effect where you sort of like your brain makes up the rest of the shape of this. So here the purple just goes up to here and I stop, and then I carry it on over here, but because that is in a different colour, you sort of like make out that shape of the way that it swirls. Really cool, really clever. It is a gorgeous pattern, and I would recommend it if anybody wants to stitch on it, because it's beautiful. Really pleased with this one. And because it did win March Stitchy Madness, that means that I carried on working on it for the rest of March. So I have made some really good progress with this one. We've got both the whales now. I think I'm 80% of the way there, but that's only counting the full crosses. The back stitch I don't have stats about, I can't keep track of that. But yeah, really loving that piece. I should get back to it really and hopefully finish it very soon. So that was the end of my 2025 March Stitchy Madness. I love March Madness. I have done it this is my 3rd year that I've done it in total, and I just love it. I love kind of the community aspect of it, I guess, that you can get other people involved in your stitching. And like I said, even Mark gets involved and he's wanting to follow along and wanting to know what's made it through. One of my friends, Simon, he is never normally interested in stitching but did keep seeing it on my Instagram polls. He voted on a couple as well. So yeah, I think because it's quite a independent hobby that you just sort of sit and do by yourself, it's really fun to bring other people into it. So I would recommend doing March Madness if you're thinking about it. I am definitely an advocate for it and love it. So for March Madness, I brought my number of projects that I'm working on, or WIPs, works in progress, up to 8. Normally having about 6 is my happy spot, but I do actually have more things to show you, which is crazy for me. Absolute madness. It really was madness. Stupid. The first project that I'm going to show you was actually not cross stitch, but it was embroidery, and it was a gift that I made for my mum. I've already given her that, so we are going to ask Past Beth if she can talk about it and show it off. Hi everyone, Past Beth here, and Past Lily right there. She's wondering why I've just randomly started talking. I have got a piece that I have just finished. This is something a little bit different. It's an embroidery piece that I've done, and I have made it for my mum. It's actually her birthday today. I didn't manage to finish it in time, unfortunately. But I'll be able to give it to her tomorrow. So this is the piece that I've just finished. So like I say, it's something a little bit different. We've got obviously the bee in the middle and some flowers around the edge. I bought this at Stitch Fest maybe either last year or the year before, which is kind of like a convention centre where you go around and there's a lot of shops. So this kit is from a shop called Treasure Cave, and I saw it and immediately loved it. Thought it was absolutely stunning. The seller did say that it probably is a more advanced kit, and I really felt that. I still feel like I'm probably a beginner at embroidery. I've only done 2 or 3 pieces, so very much in the early stages. And yeah, this was a huge jump. So the fuzziness of the bee here, I'll just spin him to the side a little bit so you can see how chunky he is. He's a proper bumblebee. This is something called turkey work, and I found that quite tricky. And the wings as well aren't perfect, especially this wing here. I think as I went to attach it to the piece, it sort of shrunk a little bit. You basically had to have some wire that you attach to tulle. I can't remember what it's called. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. So it's sort of like, I don't know if you can see, it's almost like a bit of like a meshy material. So you attach that to that, and then you do a blanket stitch around the edge, and then you embroider on the little details. Then you have to cut that out, poke a hole through the fabric and push it in. And I think at some point where I've pushed it in, I've pulled the wire. So yeah, she's got a little one wing that's probably a little smaller than the rest. So she's not perfect, but I do think it is really cute. It's just beautiful. Such a good idea with the turkey work, and really effective. I will hold it for a close-up so you can see it a little bit better. Something else that I made a bit of a mistake on was this rose right here. I've done these before, the woven wheel roses, but I accidentally snagged it a little bit and ended up pulling bits out, so I just sort of pulled the other ones out a little bit to make it more rose petally. So unfortunately it's not perfect, which is difficult for my brain, especially because it's a gift for someone. I think if it was for myself, I'd just be like, oh, okay, well, never mind. But because it's a gift, I want it to be as perfect as possible. But I did my best. Like I say, I was aware that it's an advanced kit and I'm not an advanced embroiderer. So, you know, it is what it is. I think my mum will love it anyway. She really wanted something that had bees on it. She knows that I'm making her something, but she hasn't seen it yet. So yeah, I hope that she likes it. And I've just done the back. It came with a piece of felt, so I've just stitched that on the back. Nothing special, and it came with the ribbon as well that I've just attached to the top. So yes, very, very cute. And I will send you back to future Beth. Thank you, past Beth. So that was that piece. I gave it to my mom and she did really, really like it. She's put it up in her garden room. She's displaying it at the moment. So yeah, it was challenging, but the end result was lovely. So I am really, really happy that I did that in the end. And then we're moving on to my next and final piece. And this is a new start that I did. I have started on, it is called The Book of Scaredy Cats, and it is by Haunted Frame Stitchery. And this is the piece that I have done. So it is just a little start that I've made, but we've got the little scaredy cat there. He's done. And the reason that I started this, and I love the little needle minder, by the way. My friend Goo gave me that. Well, not gave it me to keep. She let me use it as part of this project. I'll give it her back. But yeah, it fits perfectly with the vibes. So the story behind me being encouraged to start this piece, not forced, strongly encouraged, was that on the Saturday at the retreat, I think it was, Rachel brought her shop, so Talking Dog Stitchery, brought her shop along, and she was selling this fabric. This is Aztec Red from Weeks Dye Works, and my friend Gushan bought the fabric and she had a new start at the retreat on it. It's a gorgeous fancy lady. It's a Nora Corbett piece that she's doing and it is beautiful. And so she had that start on it. Jess already had this fabric and had a start on it. So she's doing her Books on Magic piece on this one. And then Emma bought it at the retreat on that Saturday. So it ended up that all three of them had the fabric, had the same piece of fabric, same colour. And one thing led to another, and it was just a sal was created, a stitch along was created based on fabric, because from what I've seen, normally stitch alongs, it's everybody stitches on the same pattern. I haven't really seen any where it's the same fabric. So the idea came about, and then I was encouraged to join in, even though I don't like having more than 8 whips. So I now have 9 whips, and we've got my little scaredy cat here, but it's okay, I'm not too stressed, it's fine. And it was just such fun. So I think at one point I did try to sort of just say that, like, oh, but I don't need any more whips, and Jess just said, oh, but it'd be really nice to work on it together. And that was enough. That was enough for me to be like, oh, okay, yeah. I don't like FOMO, and it is a really cute idea. Like, I want to join in on the cute idea. So Emma very kindly, because at this point the shop had closed, but Emma very kindly sold me some of her fabric, and she chopped a good piece off for me. So yeah, that is the story behind that one. It is actually a really fun piece to do. I've been wanting to start a haunted frame stitchery piece for a very long time, so it is nice to sort of get that encouragement to go ahead and make a start. So yeah, there we go. He is very, very cute little scaredy cat, and I think that after I've done this one I probably will work on more, assuming that I do like the rest of the piece, which I'm sure I will. So that is all the stitching that I've got to show you. We're going to move on to, I guess it is sort of a bit of a life update, but it is just more stitching related or craft related events that I've been to. So the first one that I went to was Stitchy Ferret's Big Day. That was really fun. That was back on the 8th of February and it was based in Nottingham and it was really nice. It was literally just for one day. So Sophie, the Stitchy Ferret, booked a hotel room and we literally just sat and stitched all day just for that one day, and it was perfect because I've got a couple of other friends that are into stitching but maybe can't commit to a whole weekend for a retreat but would love to come along to these sorts of events. So that was perfect for them. That was really fun. It was really fun to bring them along and for them to experience their first retreat. The second event that I did, so this was a few weeks later on the 1st of March, and it was something that I did with my friend Jess, who is Cross Stitch Jess here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And we actually went to a yarn dyeing workshop and it was really, really fun. It was at Knit Nottingham, in Nottingham, funnily enough. So part of the workshop, you are given one big ball of yarn and 3 smaller balls of yarn, and it was so much fun. So I started off with doing this one first. So this is kind of like a bit of a speckly piece that I did. I'm glad that I did that for my first one, just to sort of splash bits of colour on. The way that they did it, it was dye diluted in water and it was in like almost like a ketchup bottle, and you just sort of squirt that onto the yarn that was in like a big loop, so you can do whatever you want, basically have a bit of fun. So I did like a sort of like a mustardy colour, a pink, a purple and a blue, and speckled those on. So I'm quite happy with that one. I think that one's really, really cute. The second one that I did was this one, and I just went for some blues and pinks and purples. I think, if I remember rightly, I was hoping that they would be a bit more muted and a bit more pastel. So the pink is very loud, but the purple and the blue are probably a bit more sort of less saturated, I guess. But I do like the way it turned out. It turned out really, really nicely. So that was my second piece. And then the third one, this one was my favourite that I ended up doing, and I sort of wanted a bit of a autumnal vibe. So we went for some oranges, yellow, brown, red, and with this one I ended up just kind of trying to mix it all together. I think I did a base of like a yellowy colour, it may have been the orange because there is a lot of orange there. So I sort of did that base and then added in the speckles and just dotted them around and tried to kind of rub it all in. Took inspiration from another one of the ladies that was there, and she had done something similar and it looked really, really cool. So yeah, I love this one. This one is my favourite. And then because I was so pleased with this one, because this was the order that we dyed them in, because I was so pleased with this one, I wanted this to be the one that I used to knit some socks. And apparently you can use this size for the, I believe it's the heel and the cuff, or it might be the toe, I can't remember. But yeah, so you can use a small ball of yarn for part of it, and then the big one will be for the bulk of it. So I went for very similar colours, and I wanted, again, this one to be speckled. So it'll be like the main part of the sock is speckled with these colours, and then this part will be for the details on it. I do wish this was a bit more orangey. It turned out very, very red, so you don't quite get the autumn vibes from this one. But I'm still really, really pleased with them. I will eventually teach myself to knit. I've bought some needles so I can do some practicing and make some socks out of these. One thing that I did do before knitting, because I can crochet, and my friend Goo saw this ball, this colourway, and she said that it reminds her of like an octopus. So I looked up some octopus crochet patterns. They seemed a bit big, but I did find a little small jellyfish one. So I stitched this little guy. I crocheted him, and I do really love, let's turn him around, the way that the colours change and the way that they came out, especially on his tentacles. So yeah, he is so, so cute. I am so pleased with him. A little cutie. And I think I would actually like to make multiple of these, I think, out of this. It just matches. It just goes so well with it. So yeah, that was really good fun. In addition to the yarn, Jess did message the person running the workshop before and asked if it would be possible if we could take some thread and try and dye that. So that's what we did. We had 2 each, and Jess very kindly donated this to me. Thank you, Jess. She had tons of white thread or floss. So I did this piece with the, I'm so sorry I haven't tied it nicely into a hank or anything. I can't do that, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I got this one, which is like different shades of blue. I just wanted a bit more of a one shade or one colour monotone kind of one. So I went for blues because that was a good variety of different blues that she had. And then for this one, it is actually the same colours as this and the autumnal one, but for some reason the way that the thread dried, including the blue one, is just slightly less brighter than the yarn, which is quite interesting. I wonder if it's the amount of water that's in it matches yarn better than it does thread. I don't know, but yeah, so it came out much more muted and probably more pastel-y, I guess. But I do really like it. It wasn't what I intended, but I do really like it. So it sort of gives me more of a summer sunset kind of a vibe. So yeah, I have actually bought a pattern, which we will get to in a bit, that I could potentially use this for. So yeah, that was really, really good fun. I would recommend doing something like that, like yarn dyeing. It was really fun, and I would probably do it again. When we were doing it, me and Jess were saying like it'd be so fun to just do this at home. So yeah, who knows, maybe I'll give it another go. The next event that I went to was Itching for Stitching. That was on the 8th of March, and it was a 2-day retreat over a weekend. And it was really, really nice. So the way that this retreat came about was that 2 friends had met through stitching. They wanted to book onto a retreat, but they could never get a place. So they just sort of said, why don't we just go to a pub somewhere and we can just sit and stitch. So I think it started off as just the 2 of them, and then they've slowly branched it out to more and more people. And I believe there were about, I think there was about 16 on the first day and about 20-ish people on the second day. And it was really, really nice. So normally at a retreat, if you've never been to one, it is quite hustly and bustly. There's quite a lot of people that end up going, which is fair enough. I think at the last one that I went to, there was maybe about 50 people, which is great that you get to meet that many people and that you're surrounded by like-minded people. But as somebody who is very, very introverted, I do find that even just that sort of background noise of having speaking all the time, it can sometimes decrease my social battery. So this retreat was really, really nice. There were just moments of silence and it was just really chilled. There was like a sofa area, so you, rather than sitting at tables and chairs, you could lounge on a sofa. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I will probably be, I'm going again in August, I think it is. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. And then I've got 2 more events. Honestly, I have been so busy. No wonder I've not had time to make a video, because I've been too busy going to all these events, off gallivanting around town. So the next event that I went to was Stitch Fest. This was on the 22nd of March on the Saturday. I have been to Stitch Fest for the past 3 years, I believe it has been. And if you've never been to it, so it is called the Stitch Festival, and it is essentially, how do I describe it? It's just a lot of little stalls, really. So it's similar to probably what you would have in like an exhibition type place. And yeah, there's just lots of different little stalls. So it's not just for cross stitch, it's for embroidery, cross stitch, sewing. There's lots of fabrics and sewing machines. More kind of like yarn crafts, so knitting, crocheting. I think there's all sorts. Most of it is fibre arts, but then there are odd random little crafts as well. And I love it. I love going. Every year that I've been has been so fun. They also run workshops, which are really, really cool as well. They're reasonably priced, in my opinion, for what you get. I have got some of the goodies that I bought at Stitch Fest, so I will show you those. So I will start off by showing you what I made during the workshop, and this is it. So it is actually the start of a heart. I didn't actually end up finishing it. This craft is something called chicken scratch, which I had never tried before, and it is essentially embroidery that is done on gingham. And as you can probably tell, there are some similarities to cross stitch. Obviously your holes aren't sort of made like they are in Ada, but you've got that guide as to where you put them. So yeah, it was cute. It was fun to do. I don't know if I'll do it again, but it's always fun to try out new crafts, and to do them at an event with your friends. It was really, really fun. I want to now go through some of the goodies that I bought. So the first thing that I bought was this embroidery kit. This is by a shop called Amelia Stitches. That's it, Amelia Stitches. And it is a Taylor Swift inspired piece here from her album Reputation. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I don't dislike Taylor Swift, I do like her. But I mainly bought this for my friend Gushan. She is a big Swiftie, and I just loved the piece. I just loved the way that it was designed. I love the golden snakes on it. So I was like, I would love to stitch that. So I bought it thinking that I could just make it for her. So yeah, I've not started it yet, but isn't it absolutely stunning? So when I am in a embroidery mood, I will make a start on that one. The next thing that I got is just a little purchase, and it is this one here, and it's just a little sticker of some scissors, like little love heart scissors, and this one was from Wimpress Embroidery. I've done a lot of her patterns in the past, her kits. I've spoken about her a couple of times, I think. But yeah, I needed just one little tiny sticker to go on my box, and that one was perfect. So that was just a little purchase that I got. Next we have, so this piece was something that I kind of surprised myself with, because it is not my style. I don't think it is anyway. Maybe it is a little bit like my Country Cottage Needleworks pieces that I'm doing. But I will show it you. I don't think it's my style at all, but it was from the Cross Stitch Guild, I believe it was. Yeah, the Cross Stitch Guild, and it's called Stolen Moments, and I don't know if you can see, but it's a really interesting piece. So with the parts here, they have got a special name that I can't remember because I have never done them before. Oh, the sun's come out. Oh, look at that lighting, isn't it good? Anyway, so yeah, we've got like these holes in the fabric that you make. It has a special name, and somebody's probably really annoyed at me right now and being like, it's called this, Beth. I'm sorry, I can't remember what it's called. But I saw it and I thought it was really, really interesting. I feel that this picture doesn't quite do it justice, but I saw a piece of it that was stitched on the stand. I'll insert a picture here. And I just loved it. I just thought it looked amazing. And I especially really loved as well, you cannot see it very well in the photo, so we'll include a picture. There's a little cottage at the top that's got like vines, and I don't know if it's got flowers and stuff, but yeah, it's got loads of like greenery all over it, and I just thought it was so cute, and I was like, I want to stitch that. I really want to stitch that. So yeah, I thought I'll go for it. I might not display it, but it's something a little bit different to what I normally do. But yeah, hopefully I'll learn some new stitches and it'll be fun. Oh yeah, those ones there are a really good example. So there, look, there's like a heart, and then it's got holes in it because I think you like trim one of the threads of the fabric and pull it out. I think it has to be linen, and you pull it out and then you trim another bit and you sort of fold it back in on itself or something, and it makes a hole. I don't know, I thought it was really cool, so we're gonna give that a go one day. I'm trying to think what else I got. I think I've been using stuff, so it's sort of not all together anymore, but I know I got some little stitch markers that were really cute, and I did also get something for the giveaway that I'm going to be talking about at the end of the video. So yeah, I sort of like, through the events that I've been going to, have been like picking out little bits and being like, oh, I'll give that away and I'll give that away. So yeah, shortly, in a few moments, I will show you what is up for the giveaway. So that was Stitch Fest. The last event which I went to, which I've already alluded to slightly, was Ladybird retreat that I went to. That was the 11th to the 13th of April. I had such a fun time at that retreat. Sometimes you just get a really, really good retreat, and that was one of them. That was just a really, really good retreat. My table was fantastic and we just had a good laugh. It was just good fun. It was great. So yeah, that was really, really fun. I didn't spend too much money at that one. I've just got a couple of bits that I ended up getting. So this was on the D-stash table and I was just drawn to it. I just really, really liked it. I've just realised that Emma lent me some cash for this and I still haven't given her money back, and I also need to pay her for the fabric that she encouraged me to have. So Emma, I'm so sorry. I will send you some money very soon. So yeah, so we've got this one here. What is it called? It is Hands On Design and it is Queen Bee Flower Farm. This was like £3, I think, and of Emma's money, so it was really cheap for me. Emma, I promise I will pay you back. But yeah, I just loved it. Again, maybe not my normal style, but I just thought it was really cute. I just liked it. I think I showed a slight interest. Emma was like, get it, because that's just what she does. So yeah, really like that piece. And then the next one, this was the one that I had in mind for the thread that I had dyed. And it is a Floss Abilities piece and it's called Summer Pillow. So I'm so excited to do this one. I did see that Jess had done the Halloween version of this and she had it fully finished and displayed on, first it was on the finishing table and then it was as part of Rachel's shop. And she did it on like a little 20 count piece of fabric and it was beautiful. It was really, really nice. And the way she did the variegation was stunning. So I was like, I want to do that. So I have got, I think it will look cute with these sort of summery, I think they're summery colours, I'd say. So yeah, I'm excited to do that one too. I think that was all I had bought. Did I buy anything else? I haven't got anything. So I think that was it. I think that was everything. I think by the time I had done all of these stitching events throughout February, March and April, I was a bit like, okay, maybe I should slow down. I don't need to spend tons and tons of money. Whew, I need a drink. This is a lot of talking. Like I say, it was a jam-packed video. So before we get into the giveaway, last thing that I wanted to talk about was a FlossTuber recommendation. It is my lovely friend Gushan. I've mentioned her multiple times in this video alone. She has been on the channel. I have done a few videos with her, a couple with our other friend Alice as well, and then one with just Gushan where I taught her how to cross stitch. She started a FlossTube a while ago, made one video, and then I think it was since going to the retreats and stuff, she is back on it. She has done her second FlossTube. And I have insider information. A little birdie told me that she might be working on her third. So if you want to be the first to go and watch it, make sure you head over to her channel. It is Gooey Glam Stitches. I will put a link in the description. She is one of my bestest friends in the entire world and she is hilarious. Yeah, she's a barrel of laughs. I guarantee that she will put a smile on your face. So please, 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 go over to her, send her tons of love. And with that, let's get into our giveaway. So, to end off the video, I am running a giveaway to say thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed. This year we reached 1,000 subscribers. I think it's now at 1.2 thousand subscribers. And I am just immensely grateful. I am very, very thankful. Thank you if you are here. Thank you if you've subscribed. Thank you if you've watched to the end of the video. I don't know how else to say it, but it is, yeah, a huge milestone, something that I really, really appreciate. So thank you, thank you, thank you. when I've been on my little Stitchy events, Stitchy days, I have accumulated some things to put into this giveaway, but the first one was actually gifted to me. So Cross Stitch Jess, my good friend Jess, kindly donated one of her fabulous project bags, which was really, really sweet of her. I offered to pay and she said, no, it's fine, I'll just send it over to you, which is very, very sweet. She wanted to also include one of her bags in the giveaway. I have it on good authority also. This little birdie tells me so many secrets, that she is working on some more bags as well. So definitely enter the giveaway if you do want to win this one. But she does all sorts of fabrics and colours. So if this one maybe isn't your vibe, then definitely go over to her Instagram. It's Cross Stitch Jess. And I think very soon she will have some bags up for sale, but don't hold me to it and don't hold her to it either. So yeah, so that's the first one. I went for this one. I love the little love hearts on it, and I specifically went for this one for the zip because there is a theme with the items that I've picked. Another part of the giveaway that we have, so this is just, I'm giving away one thing. It's this whole bundle, and I will explain how to enter, but this is what you could win. So we have this beautiful piece of thread, and this is from Stitchy Ferret. This is what I got at the Stitchy Ferret day out. It is called Teal Lagoon, and it is a gorgeous variegation. I think that I was trying to match the vibes with mine when I tried to do it, but this one is so much better. It's gorgeous, and it's a decent size as well. It's a good 20 meters. So if you did want to start a piece on it, you've got a good length, a good chunk of thread there. So hopefully you wouldn't run out. So that was the first thing of Stitchy Ferrets that I got. The second thing is this really, really cute needle minder. I saw it. I'm so sorry. Lily is wanting my attention, so she might be a bit noisy. But we're moving. I'm nearly done, Lil. I'm nearly done, I promise. So we have this needle minder, and it is kind of like a tarot card vibe, which I really, really love. I love the aesthetic of that. And again, it's in the teal. I think this was the first item that I bought, and it was in the teal, so I've sort of based everything else on that. And then the last bit of it is these gorgeous teal love heart scissors as well. So we've got hearts, we've got teal, and yeah, these were from the Crafty Smith, and I got this at Stitch Fest back in March. So yeah, they all sit very nicely in the bag, and you can win this whole bundle if you enter my giveaway. So to enter, I would like for you to be subscribed, please, if that's okay. So make sure you subscribe to me, and make sure you're over 18. I think that you have to be over 18 to enter this sort of thing. So that's the second point. And leave a comment on this video with the word teal included. So that's T-E-A-L, teal. And I will do a random comment picker generator thingy to pick who wins. So my giveaway is going to run up until my next video. I am hoping to make another video fairly soon. Obviously I'm going away for 2 weeks, but when I get back I've got a bit more time off of work, and my good friend Tan has encouraged me to make a video of my spreadsheet at one of the retreats I was at. I showed it her. I've sent it her since then. She really enjoyed it. I'm so sorry, this video is full of tangents. So I am planning on making a video at the end of May. So when that video goes up, that's when I'll announce who the giveaway winner is. The way that I'll do it is that I will announce it on camera on the video. I've heard that some people, when they sort of have like the bots or the scammers attracted to the video, they find that there's like comments of people pretending to be the FlossTuber and saying, oh, you've won the giveaway, and they comment that for everybody. So I am going to try and refrain from commenting, but it might be the only way that I can get in touch with the person if they don't get in touch with me. So first port of call is that I will announce it in the video. I think that's more exciting as well, because you're watching the video and you're like, oh, did I win? And you find out in the video, rather than me just randomly messaging you and then you have to watch the video and you already know that you've won. or you already know that you haven't won because whoever won was messaged. So I'm going to refrain from messaging to start with. But if it gets to the point that that person doesn't come forward and let me know, then it might be that I need to message them. So we will play it by ear a little bit, but I just want to warn you that that can happen sometimes if somebody is pretending to be me and spamming comments saying, "You've won, go on this link" or something. I would hate for people to end up with a virus or getting scammed or anything nasty like that. So that was a very long-winded way to say watch my next video. If you enter, comment the word teal down below and watch my next video to find out if you win. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I am drastically losing daylight. We've had beautiful sunshine in the UK for the past like week or so. And I choose to film on like the greyest day ever. Oops, but it's fine. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.